Step into the paranormal with Ernie Atwell and David Seiler, brought to you by Paranormal Inc., right here on WLFE DB Radio.
Well, hello, everybody, and welcome to episode 49 of Step Into the Paranormal. We're your hosts. That's Ernie Atwell, and I'm Dave Seiler. Hi. If you notice, we have something right here. It's blocked. There's a reason. So let me explain what's going on. And now stick around for the entire episode, if you would, because you're going to see a lot during this episode, and we're going to kind of discuss it, and we welcome comments in our comments section. We're gonna. Hi, Joanna. How you doing?
Plus, you don't at the end. They don't want to miss the follow up.
Yeah, we also
do
have
a quick
follow up afterward of what happened and why. So, with that said, hopefully this works. If it doesn't, I'm going to try a couple different ways. But the video is very large. It's 22 minutes. Hi, Anna. So we're going to get right into this video, and then we'll discuss it afterward. We welcome your comments, and we will answer them live. So let me see if I can find this and make this work. Okay, that port didn't work, which is what I was worried about. So we're going to do a screen share. And it's going to get a little weird for a minute. And then for those who are on Spreaker Radio or listening to this live, if you go to www.paranormalinc.net, you will see the whole video.
And that's for our Spreaker and Apple iTunes and people that are just hearing us.
Enjoy this.
All right. It is Sunday, October.
What day are we on?
September 12th.
September 12th, 2021. I'm Dave Seiler. This is Ernie Atwell. The reason why we're doing this video is a friend of mine in Kentucky, and I'm not going to mention her name because she's been asked not to, has asked, remain anonymous, sent us a haunted doll. So the history I've gotten behind what's in this package is her name is Sandra. She was in Waverly Hills Sanatorium in Kentucky in
1948.
1948. Her father got really sick with some type of respiratory disorder. He was sent to Waverly Hills, and he had no living family. So Sandra had to go with him. From what I'm being told, she contracted a respiratory disorder at that point and died shortly thereafter. I have no way to validate this story, but this is the story we're being given. We're also being told that there's something that looks like blood on the doll's outfit or face or somewhere on the doll. So what we're going to do is we're filming this specifically to
just keep documentation of. Dave received, 2-3 days ago?
2-3 days ago, and it's sat on my fridge ever since.
Yeah,
Box
we
is still sealed.
we haven't cracked the seal yet. So we just wanted to keep documentation.
So what we have is we have a K2 over here on the left. We have a REM pod, an EDI, and a millimeter. And in case we have a black light.
You're ringing.
I don't care.
Not me.
That's mine. All right. So let's get started. So I'm going to light up. And I'm going to try to put all these in case it goes off. Johnny, can you see that on cam?
Yeah.
All right. Go ahead and fire that. K2, hold on.
It is. As of now, we've gotten no hits on anything on the K2.
I put brand new batteries in this thing and it's dead already.
Really?
Yeah. I just put brand new, and I tested it before we started. All right. Well, we're not going to be using the EDI.
We'll put the REM pod out. Want to put it out on the corner.
All right. That should be far enough to. Okay. That's kind of weird. You want to hit reset on those three?
Yeah.
Just in case. All right, we've reset it.
Does the REM pod have fresh batteries?
Fresh batteries and everything. I did that just in case. It'll be a fun night. All right. What do we got here? That's me. I'm just moving that out of the way.
Now, I guess before we remove it,
Let's hold up to the cam.
before we remove it, we just want, if it is something attached to the doll, we just wanted to know that Dave and I are taking possession of the doll out of respect and safekeeping. We're not viewing this as entertainment or as a joke. The reason we're filming is, like we said several times, just to document for strange occurrences like
So
this.
just weird occurrences.
So,
All right, here you go with the box. That is like really bizarre.
nothing on the,
All right. Blue chin.
button.
Dude. Down here. Dude, there really is blood on this
Yeah.
thing.
Can you kill this?
Yeah.
Like-
Yeah, that
I
one.
said, can you kill it?
Wait a minute. All right. All right. So what?
I said, can you kill this? And that stopped.
Oh.
I just wanted to shine that on the button. Yeah, it does look like blood.
That's real blood. Oh my God. All right. So what we're seeing here is apparently on her chin. I'm going to use the knife because I ain't touching it. Apparently wiped off.
Can you hold it up? This doll.
Yeah, but right here, all through here.
All through here.
Apparently it's on the
Apron.
wrapping.
Yeah, but if that's authentic, man, that's not going to come off on the wrapping. What do you think?
No, it's flaky. It's flakes.
Okay, if it's flaky.
It's flakes.
All right.
But that looks.
Yeah, there's spots.
That is blood, gentlemen.
That's
Yeah, it's definitely. I mean, my professional opinion, that's definitely
And
blood.
I've seen blood stains enough to show that it is blood.
yeah. It's on her collar. It's on her face. It looks like get out. My dog's jumping up right now. She doesn't do this. That's really interesting. How often have you seen her do that?
I haven't.
What do you think? What? That's real. My dog doesn't do that. And that won't stop.
My theory is if she did have TB, she might have
Coughed on it.
because that's part of their the symptoms. Is
What the hell is that?
I don't know.
My REM pod has never done that before.
That red.
Yeah,
I never. I've
sounded
never
like an
seen it
alarm.
do that. But keep in mind too. I mean, just because people that are inexperienced or have never had experiences, let's say that there is an attachment or energy to this doll. I mean, it doesn't necessarily mean it's bad.
No,
You know what I mean? It's
it could just be an attachment.
this might have been the one and only thing that little girl owned, or you know what I mean, or it might have comforted her through what she went through when she was at Waverly Hills.
Just let me try something. If you can understand me, that thing you're making go off, can you make it stop? Make it stop ringing.
Can you step away from it?
It looks like it's trying.
Step away, please.
Yeah, back up just a little bit. We're not here to hurt you. And we've accepted responsibility. Oh my God.
We appreciate you
Thank you.
communicating. We do. And it's just completely out of respect, but we just wanted you to step away.
Tell her she can speak in that order.
There's a device right here. If you want to talk to us in it, you can. Can you tell us what happened to you?
We think we know your name, but we have no validation. Can you tell us your name, please? We want to address you respectfully and properly.
Absolutely. Is your name Sandra? If it is, can you make that device go off again?
Do you go by the name Sandy? Not that I feel anything, but I don't feel nothing negative.
I don't feel anything negative. I think from my excitement, I'm just shaking.
Yeah, I don't feel nothing negative. I think it's just, if it is an attachment to the doll, I think it's simply something having to do with the real person, Sandy, and just the fact that we're taking possession of it and we'll
Keep it safe
and treat it with respect and dignity that it deserves.
Yes.
I mean, it's a very old, beautiful doll. I mean, in itself, you know what I mean? And Dave and I are absolutely honored to have possession of it. As soon as you touch it, Dave.
That's 4 hours.
I say what we're going to do next, whoever it is, whether it's Sandy that can hear us or anyone else, what we're going to do is place it in a proper
Container.
doll case.
Yes.
where you'll be safe, free from everything that's bad.
Dude,
It's crazy.
we've used this REM pod on pretty much every one of my investigations, and it's never
This
gone
is
nuts.
going absolutely. And the thing is, if it was interfering with anything we have,
It would keep going.
It would
wouldn't have
keep
stopped.
going when we asked it to stop. Whoever's here or can see us or hear us, can you please step away so that stops?
Take a couple steps backwards just to show that we can make it stop. Please.
Just take 3 steps backwards. If you want us to put this in the proper case, can you step away?
Yeah, we want to honor you by displaying it.
When I count to 3, just to validate you're here, can you make that stop? 1, 2, 3. That thing's going crazy. I've never seen it do that.
I've never seen it, especially when it starts.
It
going
doesn't
up.
even do that if you grab it.
No.
Like when we're moving it around when it's turned on.
And there's nothing here at all that would do that.
What do you say, man? We put it in the case?
All right. I got a case for it. We're going to honor you by putting it in.
I'm going to reset these. I just got a blip on the K2.
Shit, dude.
Turning K2 off.
Okay, there's that.
I tell you what, man,
That is insane. That's insane, dude. Hold this.
is she gonna fit? Yeah, you can sit her like, yeah.
Should dress make her look pretty. All right. turn it towards the camera in a second.
Dude, we gotta shut this off.
Yeah, dude, that's just wicked wild.
That's just insane.
I've never seen a REM pod
I've never.
behave like that.
It doesn't even act like that. Let's watch. When you turn it. All right, it's on. It doesn't even act like that. Look, when I'm
You grab
touching it.
it.
Look.
Yeah.
She's cased up, and now. Oh, maybe I spoke too soon. She's cased up. It stopped.
Yeah, it's not going nuts now.
I don't know, man. I mean, and that's far enough away from us. You can clearly see. But as soon as I crack that seal, man,
Absolutely.
all right. It's done.
Well, we're gonna
Spin her towards the camera.
absolutely.
Move your cup. You want to add attachment. All right. Zoom in.
So we'll end up putting like down at the bottom to honor her, the story behind her. That is really cool.
You want to take her down and put her on the shelf?
Yeah, absolutely.
I've never seen a REM pod do that, man.
I haven't either.
All right, Rosie, if I step on you, sorry.
You gotta push the thumb. There's a thumb thing on it. There you go. Push inward. The other way.
Oh, push it.
That's fine. Hit the light, turn it. All right.
The studio.
Welcome to the Paranormal Inc. studio.
Where do you think she should go?
I'm gonna sit right here.
Does it fit? No. Put her up top.
Hold on. Over for a second.
That's all right. Put her up top.
Wait. Actually. That over there with that. Put that over there with that.
Like my skull.
Oh, very cool.
Okay, one more.
I tell you what, I never expected that. The REM pod.
Yeah, I didn't either.
And the funny thing, man, as soon as we spoke to her and encased it, it stopped. I'd be honest with you, man. I don't think it's nothing bad.
I don't think it's anything bad either.
I think if anything, good things are going to happen. Seriously, because we're giving it the proper home and,
Yep.
and love that it needs.
And recognition.
Yeah,
For remembering her. She's not sitting in an abandoned building.
I'm going to take a picture of it.
And I'll put a thing on the bottom of the history that as I have it.
Yeah.
Can you kill?
Or he's having problems with this one. Make sure your flash is on.
It isn't.
Just out of curiosity, when he's done, let's put the lights off when we go to IR. See if anything is flying around.
John's trying to stir shit up, and he's going back to Howard County. You might have a present on your porch in the morning.
we could get a look-alike doll, put that bitch in the passenger seat of his car when he gets in his car tomorrow.
He shit himself.
I think it. I honestly, man, I think this is a good thing, Dave. It's like
It better stay right where it's at, though. Straight up, dude. You're gonna find me.
I don't think it's nothing negative, man. We gave it the love and respect that it needed, and you know what I mean.
Yeah.
And now it's somewhere where people are going to hear her story.
Yep.
You know, people are going to pay respect, and it's in a nice, safe, you know, loving home. And I don't think it's nothing bad.
Well, we have a show Wednesday that we're gonna talk about this on, so it's sitting.
Yeah, it'll be on camera.
Yeah, it's right where it needs to be.
Yeah.
Because they're self-honor.
Yep.
Dude, I'm shaking.
You know what we should have did, man? Seriously, next time, like what we'll do Wednesday before we go on that show, we ought to get like a couple single flowers and lay them down like that, just like an offering, like
Yeah.
a gift.
Oh yeah, she'd like that.
You know what I'm saying?
Oh,
like
definitely.
just to show some love, because if it is any, you know, I mean, good conquers evil. So even if it's something, I don't think, if anything, I don't think it's nothing evil attached. It might just be frustration or aggravation, and we can turn that around. You know what I mean? So I mean, I didn't feel nothing. Not that I feel anything, but you know when something's off.
Something touching you. I just saw the heebie-jeebies going. Cool.
Very good.
All right, we'll talk to you later. Hey guys, this is just an addendum to the REM pod that was going off. We're still here. Our cameraman, say hi, John.
Hey.
He's packing up. Ernie, grab that REM pod. So this is the REM pod that would not shut up during the whole video. We put the doll downstairs.
This is exactly where it was during
The show.
reveal of the doll. And we figured out the mystery of the EDI.
Yeah, the EDI. When we went to turn it on, wouldn't come on during what John was filming. Turns out, and that's Ernie doing it. Turns out, I opened it up to check the batteries because I just replaced them this morning. The batteries exploded in the EDI completely. I had to clean it out and put fresh batteries in it. So, Ernie, go ahead and grab the EDI. Flip it over. There you go. The button on the left. First button where it says PWR. If you notice, it's now coming on. Push and hold it to shut it off. So that's where we're at. All right, guys. Well, hello, and we're back. So I hope you like this. Now I'm going to actually put up right here. You can download the audio right here. This is the full uncut, unedited, unadulterated audio from that little recorder you saw on the table. So I'm going to bring our cameraman, awesome person, John McGinnis. Hey, John, how you doing, brother?
Hey guys.
Start this down just a bit. So, John, what are your thoughts on that video?
Not so much the video, just the experience. Just the energy, the static energy. Then listen back to the audio with my headphones on. Pretty and frickin' tense.
I think the thing that got me the most was, for those of you that use a REM pod, you see how that went off. And when we did the follow-up, it was in the same spot, how it went completely silent. But the two points in time that got me was when it was silent, and as soon as Dave touched Sandra's foot, it come back on. And what was the other?
The dog.
No, yeah.
The dog, my dog is.
I'm sorry, when we put Sandra in the case, it just stopped. Yeah, but those 2 points.
Mine was. I mean, my dog. If I could turn the camera around, is like unconscious on the floor over here.
Yeah.
My dog is one that, her nickname's Nosy Rosie. She'll smell you a little bit as you come in, then like bye, go lay down.
When she jumped up on the table like
that,
and we do things at that table all the time when we get new equipment or we're going through stuff. We're always
there. She's always on the couch.
Yeah, and
but
now, for those that watched it, when you hear that whimpering sound, that was actually
was the dog.
That's why we didn't
tag it.
Yeah, we didn't tag it because it's.
So I invite you right here down below. You'll see this is the actual audio from that recorder. It is not enhanced in any way, shape, or form. Use headsets. Turn your volume up. There's so many other things in this audio that we can hear, but we can't tag it because they're so low, and it's coming across a computer through a speaker into our microphone. I invite you to download it and listen to it.
I like when you do listen to it again, pay attention. John had it on the screen. As soon as we encased Sandra is when we captured the sigh, like the girl.
Yeah, like a girl sighing. It sounds better on the audio itself, but when we enhance it, some of the things that came out sound a little bit rough. But you can actually hear that one growl that goes, "Whoa!"
Yeah.
And it was only us three in the house.
Yeah.
So.
Well, the build up to that growl, and he goes,
yeah,
that was insane.
And the funny thing now, like for everybody watching or listening, we heard none of that.
No,
we didn't discover that until
after we had filmed.
Yeah, and then played we
played it back.
Right,
John played it back for us, and you could hear it right there. So that's why I posted the audio.
And as you can see, we uncovered
her right here
to see.
So if everybody wants to say hi to her,
and Dave, anything since we've had her happen or anything you can?
Yeah, the dog several times has sat at the top of my steps, which I have a gate across, and she'll sit there and whine at the gate, which is not like her.
But nothing since you've had her that
I've heard a couple times kids giggling, and when my daughter isn't here in the house, and there's not like playgrounds anywhere around here.
Yeah.
But in the late evening, early like 9, 10 o'clock at night, it sounds like a kid giggling, and I'll turn down the volume on my TV, and you can still hear it lightly, and then it just stops, and then the dog will start going.
Nothing negative,
but nothing negative. She hasn't moved, and as soon as she does, Ernie's gonna have a new toy in his collection. But it's that was weird.
Yeah, when we were just so everyone knows what we were chuckling about. After we put Sandra on the shelf and we were packing up down here, and John and I were off camera talking. I think Dave, you went upstairs, I think. But excuse me, I told John, I said, I would love if Dave didn't have a top of the line security system, I would get in his house that night and
I would stick a foot in your 6
and put Sandra in the passenger seat of his car. But all jokes aside, I mean, it's, since we've had her, nothing bad, nothing, I think, like I was saying during that time, I'm not one of these people that when we go into an investigation or anything like that I ever feel anything or sense anything. I'm just kind of like numb to everything. And, when we opened her up that day, it was nothing
didn't expect anything.
Yeah, but what I'm saying, other than it just being, the anticipation build up, I didn't feel anything like, you would expect something bad. I think that we just, giving her a proper, home and whatever, maybe that's what it needed.
Well, the thing that, the only reason why we even filmed this is the friend who called me up basically told me that her friend in Kentucky, the dog kept moving around in the house on its own, and it was making her kids creeped out, and she was going to throw it out. And she advised, don't do that because it can, whatever it is, stick with you. Somebody has to take ownership of the doll. And so she kind of understands paranormal a little bit. So she calls me up and asks me, do we want it? I'm like, oh, heck yeah.
Yeah.
So, and I really didn't expect anything, but just in case, we said, hey, John,
what Dave was, the only reason we filmed it was we didn't film it, like I said in the beginning of that video, for entertainment or nothing like that. We just wanted it for
Our archives.
our files or our records, in case down the road something transpires, then we have the proof to say, okay, look, this is when we received it, this is how we handled it.
Right.
But when we got that activity, the REM pod, man, that just blew my mind.
That blew my
so
mind.
we just figure, instead of sitting here for an hour talking about it, we would just say, what the hell, man?
You guys make it
just
decision.
watch,
You
yeah.
watch it and make your decision what
But
you think it is.
you can see clearly, man, that when we did the follow-up, like I said a moment ago, the REM pod, just nothing. And it was in the same exact spot. And you could see it. Now take notice, so we can clear this up. John specifically put on there that the motion detector started blinking when you was handling Sandra. Now, throughout the entire video, we were bumping and knocking and moving, and you see those
Cat balls.
the cat balls didn't light up.
No.
It wasn't until Dave was doing what he was doing, and John noticed. We didn't even know the cat balls were.
Yeah,
blowing
I had
up.
forgotten I had them on
we
the
had
table.
forgotten they were even there.
Well, weren't they turned off in the bag?
They
There's
were
4 of them in the bag,
and they were
all
turned
4
off.
were turned off.
Yeah.
We decided not to use them because there wasn't any reason to use motion because we were bumping the table and all that. And when all of a sudden they came on, it was like that was just, and I'm glad that was a good catch, John. That was incredible. I mean, and then it went off a couple of times during it, which could have been us bumping it at that point. I don't know, but I don't know how they would have turned on in the first place.
Yeah, I don't know, but I mean, I look at it as all's well that ends well.
Yeah,
it's
so we are planning on finding some type of case for her to possibly bring her to some of our events.
Yeah,
that way people can come up and say hi to her, and hopefully she'll get the love that she needs.
Yeah, and I think we by having her on display with us when we do our episodes and occasionally including her in conversation, I think it's all good. I mean,
and as soon as she starts talking back, you're going to have another toy in your collection.
It's nothing. I don't think at this point it's anything negative,
So let's talk about yesterday.
Yesterday was
National Ghost Hunting Day,
the world's largest ghost hunt 2021.
It was amazing.
We had a
real good time.
What do you think about? What do you think, John? What do you think? How do you think it went?
Well, considering the bag of cat balls flew off the table to start with, I was only there for 10 minutes.
We had just gotten there, and Dave and I and John and our special guest Loren.
Absolutely, Pam. We will.
We were the only ones. We were the only ones there, and Loren was sitting on one of the what do you call them? I don't want to say sofa. Was that a
bench table?
Whatever that thing was.
Sitting there.
Yeah, and Dave and John were behind me, I think, and I was standing there running my mouth.
And I had unpacked all my equipment on the back table, and I put the bag of cat balls you saw in the video behind on like this thing of gloves.
Dave had
a stack.
Dave had his equipment containers stacked up, and behind the equipment containers was a box of latex rubber gloves. Yep. I don't know what Dave was going to do with them. I never asked, but he had a box of gloves. So he picked up the little black bag with the drawstring, and inside was the cat balls. He set them on the box of latex gloves behind his cases.
So it was the difference between this much height.
So I was standing like this, and Loren was in front of me, and I was just simply talking to her and John, and Dave was over here. Well, what caught my attention, I saw something on that table move. And as I glanced over at the table, the bag of cat balls came over top of Dave's equipment cases and landed in front of me on the floor. And Loren saw him move. I saw him move because that's what caught my attention.
I heard him hit the floor.
And Dave looks at me and goes, "Why'd you do that?"
And I thought he swatted him off.
I was like a good
3 feet.
3 feet from the table. I was like, I'm not near him.
I originally thought you tossed them on the table and missed, but the thud they landed with, that sound, it was too loud for just a toss.
I gotta honestly tell you, I didn't even know what it was because I didn't even see those rubber gloves behind the container. What caught my attention was
that's Loren. She's like, yes, I saw it.
Yeah, something just in my side vision, I seen something move, and I kind of looked like that, and it went whoop right in front of me. I was like, whoa,
that was incredible.
But that's how we started the night.
Yeah, that's how we started. Now during the night, several of us saw these, I would call them shadow men, peeking out.
That was a few times ago. When we were there, we were hosting an event, and I was upstairs with Kelly Miller, and both of us saw the same thing. And I don't think we revealed to each other what we saw. I think we both separately told someone, and we both told them the same thing. But we saw a man peek out of the workshop and look around the wall and go back. But the funny thing is, not last night, but the last time we were there, Kelly and I were upstairs and saw the same exact thing in the same exact location. And that seemed to like set the tone for last night. At one point, I think I was by myself and I was going up to the second floor, the room off to the right. I saw someone step out of the shadows in the room and then back up into the room again. So I ran in thinking someone was in there, and there wasn't. But this is kind of creepy. But Jeff Leeper had an experience. You all know who Jeff Leeper is. He had an experience last night. Dave and myself and a few others were just outside taking a break and chatting, and Jeff Leeper and Maria come down. And Jeff told me he thought that I was in the mansion because as he came up the steps, he saw me walk in the room. So he followed in the room behind me, but when he got in the room, there was no one there.
Oh wow.
So that kind of gave me chills a little bit, you know?
Well, at one point I went upstairs near the end of the evening. And by the way, Loren, I just sent you an invite so you can join us and be part of this discussion as well, please. At the end of the evening, we were walking upstairs to what is known as the slaves' quarters. And in the back, I have my bag equipment. We're just kind of looking for a place to park, to set up with, et cetera, et cetera. And I look in the back, and it looked like somebody, like the statue of Ernie with a bald head. But he's like, it scared the hell out of me.
Well, that's how I sit in my chair here. Like,
well, the thing is, I knew Ernie was directly behind us. And I kind of went, what the? And I Scooby-Dooed it out of there.
Now, when we were doing the one live session for World's Largest, remember, John, we were in the room with we had all the stuff set up. And Leeper was in the doorway with Maria. He could physically see me in that room doing my normal pacing back and forth. Yet he said he could hear someone talking 2 rooms behind him, and he said it sounded just like me. So, what's up, Loren?
So this is Loren. She was there last night at the World's Largest Ghost Hunt at Sam Miller Mansion in Columbia, Pennsylvania with us.
Yes, I was. This is a weird moment, though, because both your screens are black, but I can see me.
Oh, we can see you.
We can see you fine.
Oh, good. Okay.
Very good. So
it was crazy yesterday, and I kept saying, I'm like, it fell. It was like Tourette's all of a sudden. I was like, it fell.
Yeah.
So what was your favorite part of the evening yesterday?
Oh, God. It's difficult to choose because we had a lot of crazy shit that happened. Oh, I know what it is. Finding that freaking toy that nobody knew about underneath my foot after I was trying to save you from the scary guy that you were sure was in the building.
I forgot about that.
Yeah, tell people what happened, why, what you did.
Okay, so all of a sudden we're in the basement. We're trying to do EVPs and all the other stuff, and you hear Dave going, "There's a man in the building. There's a real person." And he comes running, flying out. And I literally go running into the room to go get whoever it is out of the building. I don't know what I was going to do. I guess I was going to hogtie the man. And there was nobody in there. I come back out. I look down at my foot, and there is a toy piece that me and Ernie placed all these different toys all over the place without telling anybody else. One of them I found underneath my foot.
Loren stopped on the way, anyway, Loren bought some toys. And before the event started, when her and I went upstairs to shut all the curtains through all the different floors, and what we did was we opened the toys up and we set them in different locations throughout the mansion. We didn't even tell you.
Oh, I know.
So we were just going to see what happens. And the toy she's referencing, we put on a windowsill. And when you saw what you saw, and she went running back, and we went running back. When we were coming out of the room, she's like, "Oh my god!" Oh, and I was like, "What?" And she's going, "Look, look, look! Light up the floor." So I took my little light out and I lit the floor up. The toy was off of the windowsill and laying in the entrance to
about
where,
8 feet away.
and where that windowsill, Loren, and with the color of that toy, I don't give a darn if you knew it was there. You wasn't going to see it because just
No,
it's dark.
I was going to say that.
You know what about
Exactly.
what about the curtain in the beginning of the night?
Dude, I was going to say that. That's why there were so many moments, because with the curtains, we literally made sure they were closed so no light would come in. We come back into one of the rooms, and it's like somebody moved them and tucked them lovingly behind like the curtain rods, and it was like wide open. And I'm just like, nope, nope, nope. I was like, there's nobody else besides us. There had to have been a ghost that did it.
When we get there, that's like my ritual. I go through the mansion and shut all the curtains. And so the very first room we went in, when you come off the steps, I shut the curtains and we continued on our way. And when we come back down from the third floor, man, got to that first room, she's like, "Did you shut?" And I was like, "Oh, I shut them all."
Oh wow!
And they were
Oh,
back.
and remember there was that missing dust spot underneath the couch of the same room? And it was just like somebody had done something with their finger, because it was just missing dust in one spot like this at the same point while the curtain was moved. And only during that, because otherwise, the way I am, I would have been like, "Do you see that? Okay, I'm just making sure you see it too." So all of a sudden I was like, look, 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 it goes with the curtain thing. So that was pretty cool.
There was a lot of people last night claiming they were being touched as well, which is very
I'm
common.
sure.
Did you have any experiences while you were filming being touched or seeing anything?
Me? Absolutely. We were in the room with the pew and the fireplace. Oh.
My turn.
Yeah.
No, I didn't.
I
No,
can't see
nothing touched
anybody. It's
me.
just me.
No, I didn't feel anything.
Okay. Did you think you caught anything on camera of some of the shadows we were seeing?
I hope so. I know I got a bunch of light anomalies flying straight across the screen.
Nice.
But also I wanted to mention, after the initial broadcast session, we left that room. I had set my camera aside because I wanted to go get a light out of my car. Remember, you said you saw me walk further past into the back area, and I wasn't even up there.
I came out of that room. I was the last one out of that room, and John had moved his camera outside into like the hallway area. Well, I came out and I saw John at the end of the hall. I'm like, "Hey, John," and it disappeared. I went, "John."
And
John.
the thing, right before Dave said that, I had passed John on the steps because he came down out of the mansion, down the steps, and went outside, and I went back up into the mansion. And
I didn't even know that. That is so cool.
So something was mimicking us last night.
Whatever it was last night, it just seemed like it was toying with us, because we got so many seeing like something poke out and poke back. Like when we were doing when we post a video of the second or third whatever feed it was.
There's actually the second feed is already up on our YouTube channel and on Paranormal Inc. And Step Into the Paranormal. So they're labeled a little wrong because I actually went live with the wrong one at the wrong time, whatever. But look at the one that started at about 9:15 and ran for about 30 minutes. It had Ernie and I kind of flipping out because there was a shadow at the end of the hallway that kept poking in and out. I saw it first and I drew his attention to it, and he was seeing it. Then he went chasing it. Later on, down that hallway is where I got scared by the person.
I was getting, you know how impatient I get. Dave and I saw it coming out right to left, looking and going back. Then all of a sudden, it started coming out left to right. And I was like, "Oh, I had enough. I'm going down there." Just as I step up, I'm getting up off the floor to go. And Lorenz Avalos, it said, no.
Right.
Three no's on the same
in
screen.
one message.
Yeah, in one message.
Yeah.
So I just set my ass back down and said, "All right, let's wait a minute. We'll start this over again."
Yeah.
I was like, it says no.
There was so many things that happened last night, but we have 2 of the videos already posted on our YouTube channel. If you guys want to go look at them, John's actually going to be putting the entire video segments, all 3 or 4, 5 sessions, however many we had. So we'll put one big video up along the way. And John, bless you for all you do, brother. He's going to double your salary starting tomorrow.
He's a freaking trooper. He's carrying all this heavy stuff and heat and following all of the people around. I don't know how he does it.
My legs are killing me from those steps.
Hey, those steps are they're a killer. And then when you're going from the second floor up to the third floor, just as you get where it curves around, it's like they're off center. So you kind of like walk up sideways. Yeah.
Yup.
You know, I feel like I'm in a Disney ride or something.
Loren, since that was your first time there, what was your overall take of the place? Was it spooky, like I said, or what?
I mean, I loved it. It was a lot of fun. I'm glad I got to yell at the jerk ghost who was bothering the slave ghosts. That was a lot of fun.
On them. She went all Brooklyn on them.
Well, Dave, I tell you what, man, I mean, of course I had to crack a joke about it, but when you saw that figure or the person back where you and Flip eventually
the yell out of me, it literally,
because somebody was like, "What happened?" And I told him Dave thought he saw someone back there, and
I thought it was a real person in this mansion that did not belong there.
Well, see, that's the same thought I had a few events ago. Remember when I said I saw someone crouching down in the A-frame of that room? I thought because when that happened, that was the first room we went in at the beginning of our event. So I thought, oh shoot, somebody snuck into the mansion while that's what I thought. They were hiding from us. But somebody asked me about Dave, and I was like, oh yeah, he's not playing. I said I can tell the difference in Dave's screams.
That's why I went running back there right away. I was like, if there's actually a person, I'm not playing this game. Like, we're taking them down and we're taking them out of here.
And that, Loren, that's when you found the toy on the entrance, on the floor in the entrance to the room.
Yeah,
absolutely.
There's a difference between startling me and scaring me. And
well, you seemed more mad, like you were mad at someone. Like that's how I could tell the difference in your yell, because you were like, somebody's back there. There's somebody in here.
I dropped my gear and I was ready. It was on. I was ready for a fight.
Yeah.
I was ready. I thought somebody had literally come into that mansion
after we locked it down.
You caused me to move fast. That's how I knew it had to be for real. I actually moved. I was like, okay.
I love her. Yeah, I mean, it really started scary. And then I went back there with Flip, and we were running EVP sessions, and it felt like something running its hand across my back. And it happened several times. And finally, Flip and I actually changed positions in that room, and he started feeling spider webs all over him.
Yes.
Wow.
And see, for those of you that know Flip, I love investigating with Flip because he's not a over dramatic.
No,
he's not going to exaggerate, and he's going to call it like he sees it.
And he's an EVP king.
Yeah. When he claims something, I mean, I take that as gospel because there's no playing around with that guy. You know what I mean?
And he's very, very,
he's
very
super serious. Awesome.
Yeah.
Yep.
Now, did he capture anything when you two were back there?
He was playing some of it back, but it was hard to hear what was going on behind us. But definitely, you got several. I thought I heard a leave, and this is mine.
Wow.
So, but Flip will get back to me, and anything he sends me with permission, I'll post up. That way you guys can hear. But
cool.
That was an awesome night last night, for real.
Mm-hmm. I like yelling at the ghost.
Is anyone else tired?
Oh, I haven't.
Are you kidding me?
I felt good. I was more energetic because I'm real on investigations, man. I'm just like real monotone and dry. And
but you usually.
And last night I was kind of like a little perky. And then all of a sudden, within like 10 minutes, somebody pulled the plug, and I was like, "Oh!"
He literally got in his car, started it up, and was like, "Bye, guys."
We were literally talking to him. We were out in the parking lot. I was talking to Loren and Ernie, and he just got in his car like, "Bye." He didn't say bye. He just got in his car. Anyway, guys, and we're looking at each other like, "Where'd Ernie go?"
And it's like it was funny, man, because I mean, and I think Kelly said the same thing, and so did Leaper. But it was just like everybody's like all fired up, and then all of a sudden, man, it was like the lights went out on everybody at the same time, and we were like,
"Dude, I had a 6-hour drive after that too."
What's that?
I had a 6-hour drive after that too. I was like slapping my face. I got home at almost 5 o'clock in the morning.
Good Lord!
Yeah, Yeah,
God,
I'm like, I don't know how you're even awake right now. I'd still be asleep.
I
only got 2 hours sleep too.
I left the mansion at midnight on the nose, and I pulled up in front of my house at 1:11.
Yeah,
so I got
was
home in an hour and 11 minutes.
When you sent me home safe, I had just walked in the door.
Yeah.
I had time to drop my gear, and I went home safe.
That was funny because we all left at separate times, and me, John, and Dave all pulled up at home at the same time.
Yeah,
So
you guys
I
are so lucky. I got to see the sunrise as I drove home.
Nice.
She's still driving. She's talking to us from the car.
It was worth it.
Well, Loren, John, thank you. I look forward to that video, John. We are starting to.
I can't wait to see all of it.
Definitely. So, you know how to get it to me, and as soon as you get it to me, it'll be up.
And I just want to tell everyone that all the videos and photos and that I've been seeing and people's been sending me from yesterday
amazing.
from World's Largest Ghost Hunt. Man, it looks like everyone had fun, and I'm so happy because sometimes the paranormal field gets a lot of criticism, maybe gets a bad rap. And last night was just the epitome of para-unity, and our friends were scattered all over God's creation, and everybody at different locations, and everybody just had a blast.
Absolutely. Well, now my favorite part from last night was when we were in the room with Busy Bee. There's a stuffed animal that they call Busy Bee, and then we set all of our equipment around it. And the reason why is it wasn't just one device that would go off. It would be the Busy Bee would go off, then a REM pod would go off, then then the flashlights would go off.
Now,
K2 would hit.
Let me ask, since it was Loren's first time investigating with us, Loren, what are your thoughts on the time period that Dave's talking about? But at one given time there, it would turn 2 flashlights on, and one of us would say, all right, turn the right one off, and the right one would go off and the left one would stay on. Or we would say, hey, make Busy Bee play a song, and it would just pop right on. What do you think about that?
It was amazing, especially I was like, okay, and I'm done with this song, make it stop. And someone was like, it doesn't do that. And it just stopped short circuit mid-song. I was like, okay, thank you. We've heard that one too many times. I keep saying they, because I think there was 1 or 2 kids at first. And then we had the man, as I kind of dubbed him, the nasty dude, and with all these different things going off, and we were doing the whole left and right and turn this one off and have it respond so amazingly like that. Yeah. They were happy we were there. It was they were so thrilled, in my opinion, that they were being heard, seen, and somebody gave a shit. You know what I mean?
Now,
it was beautiful.
The part that I liked, the point in time we're speaking about, we all went into the 1 bedroom and we were getting ready to go live for World's Largest. This was video 2. And as soon as we sat down, Loren turned her Ovilus on, and
that girl's name,
a name Rebecca popped up on her Ovilus, and Loren goes, "Is anybody Rebecca?"
Who's Rebecca?
And we had Rebecca? 5 observers there. They weren't investigating, but they were just observing what we were doing.
And one girl goes, "That's me. Why?"
Yeah, and she goes, "That's my
name."
And
the best part was it was spelled her way, not the other way. It literally was spelled the way as the girl was in the room.
Yeah.
That was cool.
So, all right, guys, thank you for joining us on this Sunday.
Love you guys.
Get some rest.
Thank you. Get some rest. We all need it. And
you guys are awesome.
Very soon. Loren, thank you for making that drive too. So.
Oh, absolutely. I'll do it anytime. It was a blast. I love it.
Next time, please bring us some New York pizza.
Oh yeah.
Sure, 6.5 hours later, it'll be fantastic. Well, it'll still be better than
next day anyway.
I'll bring one of my air fryers with us, and we'll just heat it up.
Done deal. Done. I'll do it. Forget about it.
Love you guys.
Love you guys.
See you guys.
Bye.
All right, there we go.
But everybody, I hope you enjoyed tonight. I know it was a little different than our normal show, but like I said, Dave and I, we had no intention of making that video to show. I mean, that was just for us. And especially once we started getting the voices, when we started
once we realized it in the review, yeah.
And we were talking about, and I was like, we both agreed, and John agreed. We're like, man, let's just show it and just let people
make their own opinion. And there was no tampering, no funny business in there. That was just like I said, it was for us. And You know, we did highlight them in the video where you guys could hear it, but right below here is where you can actually get the unedited, uncut, untouched video, including when we just hit it before we actually went rolling on the film. You can actually hear us talking in the background, and then it'll cut into
What
how we
did
did.
David? What did you think when when I was on my way over and we were going to open it and case her up and everything? What did,
I honestly didn't think we were going to get anything, but it was like the reason why I wanted it filmed is in case that really was blood, and we may have to involve the police, things like that, so they could show we got a package, we cut it open, it was sealed. In case there was something, because it was being sent from somebody I know who I haven't seen in many years, and when it's saying it's coming from a sanatorium,
and especially, did you say where?
It was Waverly Hills.
Waverly Hills. So,
and that was the story we were given. We couldn't, we can't confirm or deny this story. That's
now,
what we were given.
I was speaking to someone last night. I won't say who because I didn't ask her if I could tell, but I was telling her about Sandra and where she came from. And my friend said to me, "Did you ever see the story? I forget what show it was on. Apparently, there's a show out there or a segment of a show where they talk about a young girl that was housed at Waverly Hills."
Really?
Now, whether it's Sandra that owned Sandra, I don't know.
I can't tell.
She just asked me, "Hey, is it the same little girl?" I was like, "I have no idea. That's something we can research and check into." Yeah. But I forgot to tell you that. Our friend who showed up at the end just to stop by and see us before she went home. Yeah. Wow. So, there is a story of a young girl that resided at Waverly Hills. Whether it's the same one that owned Sandra or not, I don't know. But I just thought I'd let you know because I forgot to tell you that, actually.
That's pretty cool. So for those of you who are on this our podcast and Apple, Spotify, all that, YouTube, Spreaker, you guys go to www.paranormal inc, like incorporated, inc.net. And up in the top, once you hit enter site, there's 3 links. You'll see our podcast. You'll see our YouTube channel. This video is up on YouTube. I invite you to go see that. Throw a like on it if you like it. But we always, as always, leave it to open interpretation to what you think. I don't want to sway you either way. I know what my opinion is. I know what his opinion is.
The selling point for me is when it was all said and done, man, and we put the REM pod right back where it was.
That's why we did that afterward. We're like, let's see if it happens. And I'm like, and it didn't. And I'm like, we got to film that, Aaron, just to show people it's nothing weird. And what we're,
So. Coming up in October, we'll go month by month. I can't think past 4 weeks ahead right now.
I can't think right now at all.
On October 9th, I'm going to be at the historic 1912 Hoover House. The Barry and Brad Kling from Ghost Lab are hosting an investigation up there. However, I will be there as one of the vendors during the day.
I can't make it.
Yeah, I'm not staying for the investigation or whatever, but I will be there during the day. So if you're there, stop by, say hello.
Say hello.
I'll have my books for sale.
Buy a book.
Our Paranormal Inc. merchandise.
Yep. And then we have something coming up next month.
Yeah, on October 22nd, 3rd, and 4th, join us at the Roundhouse,
Martinsburg, West Virginia.
Yeah, Martinsburg, West Virginia. It is the Halloween extravaganza. What it's going to be is 3 days. Okay. During the day, you're going to have all your vendors and paranormal teams there, and you're going to have guest speakers. And at night, we'll be leading an investigation. And then on Saturday, it's same thing during the day, but at night, I forget the exact time, but they're having a Halloween costume party followed by a midnight to 3 a.m. investigation of the Roundhouse. And then we're going to do it all again on Sunday.
Yeah.
So definitely look into that. Myself and Dave and Buddy the Bigfoot.
Yeah, Buddy's going to be there.
And Mike King will be there. And Lori Johnson will be there.
And we'll be there.
It's going to be a lot of fun.
And the important people.
For those of you who haven't got to check out my episode of Haunted Hospitals on Discovery Plus, because I know not everyone has the
Discovery.
Yeah, you pay for the premium or whatever that stuff. But it will be airing. My episode will be airing on October 12th at 10 p.m. Eastern on Travel Channel. So if you want to see a spooky story, it's a good story. Travel Channel did a amazing job with it. It's real spooky and a lot of fun. So
The guy who
check
played
it out.
Juice still needed some work on his face.
Check it out and give me your opinion on my story and let me know if you think it's spooky.
Well, we are out of time.
Yeah. What else, David? Anything?
Not till next year then, at that point.
Next year?
2022?
What the hell are you talking about?
Oh, what do we? No, we got something.
I said you have anything else to say, and you said not till next year.
Not till next year. I told you I have a paranormal hangover. Don't pick on me. He's messing with me.
You need some sleep.
Send bad comments to Ernie at.
But yeah, we're gonna do our best as long as everything keeps continuing to be peaceful. We were gonna bring our newfound friend Sandra to the Roundhouse with us, so everyone can see her. And I'm glad, sir. I mean, all joking aside, but I'm really glad. Like, it's been no positivity or nothing,
no
negative.
negativity.
I think Sandra just needed a proper home and proper love. And hey, man, that's what we're all about. So.
Yeah. So again, as soon as she moves, either I or the doll will be on your front doorsteps. One of the two. Oh, before we go, I'm going to tell a little story about a dog who came at me at 3 a.m. So somebody calls me up at 3 a.m. in the morning. I'm not going to say who. My dog is dying. I need your help. I'm like, what? Now I'm just waking up.
You were just woken up.
Just woken up by a phone. Apparently, Stewie got sick. Ruby, his wife, was there with the dog. Dog wouldn't move, wouldn't get up, was barely breathing, tongue hanging out, eyes rolled back. Dave, the dog's too heavy for her to move. I'm in charge tonight. I can't leave. Help. I'm like, of course. I jump in my car. I go zipping over there. His wife's outside crying, standing outside the house. Thank you for coming. Thank you. He's not moving. He's really sick. She opens up the door, and this dog comes airborne at me. 50 pounds of sure muscle and all teeth. Literally at my ball level. I made a 90-degree turn with my knee up just enough to hit him in the side to obstruct him. Apparently, that's a game they play. Dog goes sliding, comes back. Like he's kind of coming at my leg, and I just froze like I'm about to get bit. Luckily, his wife said, Stewie, no. And dog just stopped. So she gets him inside. Come on in, Dave. And I'm still in the doorway. I'm like, no. She goes, you'll never come back in if you don't come in now. I'm like, no, I'm good. She's like, get in here. I'm like, yes, ma'am. So I walk in and she goes, come give him a treat. And so now he's rubbing all over my leg like, I didn't realize it was you. I'm sorry. I love you. You know, you're my friend. So I stop in his kitchen. She goes over to get him a treat. Stewie lifts up his leg and just pees on my foot. There was my, Monday evening or whatever the hell, or Friday evening, whatever day I'm on. That was my Friday morning at 3 a.m.
But the funny thing is, man, Stewie's such a good dog and so well behaved. And Stewie has only peed on someone 2 times ever. And both times was Dave. The first time he did it was the first time David ever come to my house.
Out on your porch.
Because we were discussing our departure from our group and starting Paranormal Inc. So I said, come on in, Dave, and we'll go sit out on the deck and have some coffee and chat. And I brought Stewie out to meet Dave, and he was loving all over Dave and just lifted his leg and peed all over him. So I don't know what, maybe. What's that?
Stewie thinks he's a fire hydrant.
But I sent Dave a text the other night. I was like, hey, man, Stewie wanted me to text you. He said, get the hell over here. He's got to pee.
I'm like, great. So, yeah, fun morning seeing a 50-pound Rottweiler airborne directly vertical mid-waist. No.
Well, I told you because you always compliment Ruby on her cooking. So I was like, you name what you want cooked, and I'll see to it that she has you over for dinner for whatever you want.
All I can think is that movie with Sick Balls Chopper.
Sick Balls.
Stand by me. Sick Balls Chopper. That's all I can think at this point.
Well, see, the funny thing, and I had to laugh because Dave said his first instinct was to lift his knee and kind of bump Stewie away. That's how I play with Stewie. Like, I'll get him all fired up, and when he comes charging at me, I'll take my knee and keep bumping him in the chest and bumping him away. So that kind of fires him up a little bit.
Somebody has the right idea. All right, guys, we are way over time. Love you. Thank you for hanging in there with us. Thank you for doing everything you do. Go back and watch this video. And again, I'm going to throw this up one more time. This is where you can get the audio paranormalinc.net, Sandra.mp3. Download the audio, put a pair of headsets on, crank it up. Listen to all the stuff you're going to hear. And again, it's only us three in the room. You can hear a little girl giggling. She sighs. You hear a man growling. You hear a man talking, frumping. You also hear my dog going.
And
kind
we
of
had,
nuts.
there was no TVs on, no
No.
radio, nothing.
None of
Dave lives in a very secluded, quiet area. So,
Brother Dario, you can always go back. It's on our YouTube channel. It'll be posted on our YouTube channel, www.paranormalinc.net, right here. And then on the very top, you'll have a YouTube channel. As soon as I hit end here, it'll be up there for you to watch. It's a 22-minute video. Dario is one of my Masonic brothers.
okay.
So,
All right, guys. Thank you.
sorry, had to do it.
Thank you for staying with us, and enjoy the rest of your weekend. And hopefully we will see you at the Halloween extravaganza at the Roundhouse, Martinsburg, West Virginia, October 22nd through 24th.
Love you guys for staying with us. Thank you again. Be safe. Have a great one.
You've been listening to Step into the Paranormal with Ernie Atwell and David Seiler. Thank you for listening, and listen in next week for another topic and more great guests right here on WLFE DB Radio Network.